You're listening to Messages from Mola, a space where we get to the roots and expose what's hidden in the unconscious. The energy that I'm channeling today happens to come from a past connection, which is what came through straight away. And this is a connection which lingers in your field still. It's not something that you are consciously aware of, but this is something that has been lingering on for years. Let's just say 5, 8, 10 years, something like that. And it has been interfering with your other relationships, not directly, but in the sense that it's a very indirect energy and that operates through the shadows. This connection from the past was something that you were not really proud of, or something that you still carry guilt around, not in the way that you want it back, but in the way that you were never fully out of your complete will when you were in this connection. So, this still has great emotional pull and tug on you, but not in a great positive or nostalgic way. I mean, this is a sort of connection that has put you through a lot, that has had you compromise a lot in your life, that has, like, you can say, which was the beginning of your nervous system being overloaded, and this was the connection that started it all. But there was a lot of push and pull dynamics in this connection that went against your own will. You can even say that this connection led you to a point where you actually ended up screaming and shouting, since you were stuck up in a situation which was beyond your control. So, this connection kind of left a mark on your life. And even though most of the love was lost in the connection, it still keeps on showing up through other connections or other relationships that you enter. And it's happening in a very subtle and sly way, that the dynamics are repeating, but the parties are reversed now, happening through other connections, but you are not playing the same role that you were playing in that other previous connection. Now you get to observe it through different angle. So before I say anything else, if this feels like you're reading, let me begin with pulling some cards. And if this resonates, let's see what this energy and how this energy can be worked with. Okay, so there is a key message around repetition as well, because as I drew cards, three of the cards repeated themselves. So, repetition around this certain correct connection could be very relevant. Maybe this is something that you have had been having repeated nudges around, that whatever happens in your current connections is not something that's ordinary. When they fail, when they fall apart, when they don't work around, it's not something that's ordinary. This is something that definitely needs your attention, because the pattern is repeating itself. And the way it's repeating itself, it's asking, it's calling onto your attention for certain reason. The message starts with this depiction that, given how the dynamics were in this past toxic connection, I still feel you still hold yourself accountable to this connection. And this feeling of having the guilt and keeping yourself accountable, that maybe you were responsible for the major events that went on in this connection, you still have a very open heart space. And this is what leads the other person operate in a way, that their energy is operating in a way which is having this pull onto you, because you are still sort of, you still have sort of kept this field around your heart open. Maybe you still look at them with compassion, maybe you still look at them with wanting to forgive them, or maybe seeking forgiveness is what I'm getting more, that you still seek forgiveness for whatever wrong you did. Is how you think is that you are the one who perhaps did wrong, and you still seek forgiveness. And you seek forgiveness because You can see the dynamics repeating in your current connections, only the parties being reversed. But the problem is, spirit is telling me that you have to revise how you're looking at things now. It's time you revise how you're looking at things. Okay. And it's also telling me, because Three of Pentacles is the card that has repeated itself. Three of Pentacles is a collective effort, it's a team effort. When you are doing a project, when you are involved in something, any work, any task, it requires a whole team to do something together. Only then the desired results are achieved. So the card repeating itself is telling me that you can simply navigate it to the point that it takes two to clap. Okay, it takes two to clap. So it was a team effort. Whatever happened, it wasn't just your fault. Okay, the other person is just equally responsible. And the fact that you hold yourself more responsible is what is giving the other person a leverage on you on an energetic level. This is not something that is happening on a conscious level. Okay, you people have, you and this past person, you have a great distance put between you two. There is a great distance. Okay, it's like you are probably in different countries, different states, okay, in different worlds, even mentally. But then again, on an energetic level, what is happening is that there is this energetic flow between you two, which is still open, which is still making things flow, which is still making this energy or something. A bridge is kept open. Okay, a bridge is kept open, which is what is influencing your current blessings. Your current blessings are being blocked, are being tempered. And I don't want to go on saying that you have to do cord cutting ritual, because this is something that goes beyond cord cutting and exercise like that. Yes, you may have tried that in the past many times, multiple times, but this is something that you still can't get rid of. This is like that nasty stain that you just can't get rid of, and it keeps showing up, it keeps popping up in different ways. Okay. And even recently, I can sense that you are becoming widely and highly aware of how this energy sort of keeps coming back in a way to punish you, as if you had done wrong. And you probably all were kids, teenagers by that time when all of that happened. Okay, you all are now grown up. Okay, and it doesn't make sense. It feels almost unfair that you kind of have to repay, you have to feel now what that past person felt because of you, and those dynamics are replaying in your current connections, and you are the one feeling all of that, and you feel bad, but you also feel that I was not the one who did that. And you are kind of right to feel that, because like the cards are suggesting, it was a team effort. Okay, if you messed up, they messed up just that much. So, first of all, this is not about you trying to cut cords, but this is something about, this is happening in a way that the change has to occur on a very psychological level, deep psychological level. You have to close off your energy completely by not wanting the other person to forgive you. So, what I'm being told is, next time something like this happens, what do you have to do? You don't, you first of all, you have to stop blaming yourself. Next time this thing pops up, any pattern emerges, even if, let's just say, it's happening in your mind, the events are being replayed in your mind only, not in the physical, that something happened in my present life because that's how I ended up doing something in the past. Okay, so first of all, you have to stop holding yourself accountable, because you are not supposed to hold yourself accountable. Ask yourself how you are going to rewrite the entire narrative around that, because every time this work is going to work on such subtle layers that you can't just do it on a ritualistic level. You can't just do it in a way that you forgive them or may that person forgive you. It's not going to work like that. The way it's going to work is that every time the next crippling thought comes up, you have to tell your mind that this is not how it went down. Since everything is happening on an energetic level, I am also being advised that you also take things to the energetic level, because whatever had been transpiring so far was on an unconscious level without your awareness. So this time, the spirit is asking you to be more proactive. The spirit is asking you to take matter into your own hands, to take the reins into your own hands and drive the chariot. Okay, take the movement in a way that you are sending out a signal. Now you have to be very mindful when I say that you have to take matters into your own hands. I don't mean that you have to get back. You don't have to get back to someone. You don't have to get back at them. You don't have to punish them. Okay, because whatever is happening there, it's happening because there is still a channel open. If someone's energy is putting you through something, you are also somewhere responsible, because you are letting them put you through that by keeping that channel open. The point is not to cut the cords, the point is to close the channel entirely. Now, how do you close the channel? First of all, when I say you start by being proactive, what I mean is you become energetically proactive. You start sending out these ripples into the universe. I am hearing this sentence: enough is enough, because you've had it enough. For how much longer are you going to be punished for something that you were not solely a part of? So you have to rewrite this narrative, not once, not twice, over and over again. This is how you have to defy, first of all, the energy that was being transmitted to you, and secondly, you have to close the channel. But then you have to send this direct message, conscious message, since everything had been happening on a very unconscious level. So you have to send a conscious message around enough is enough. I have already paid whatever wrong happened from my end. I already paid that. I already made sure it's given through my current relationships, right? So you have to be proactive by communicating with whatever power you think you can communicate with. Maybe be it universe, be it your spirit guides, be it your ancestors, be it your spiritual deity. You have to communicate it to them that enough is enough. So I'm also being told that when I say that you have to be proactive, and I don't say you have to get back at them, you can let the forces act on your behalf. Okay, so call upon your spiritual deity, call upon your protectors, call upon whatever you believe in. Just tell them that enough is enough, and I seek your protection, is all. Because I see a higher power, a higher authority that is working for you, working upon you. So establish that connection if you don't have already. And if you have, then simply send out this prayer that enough is enough. Help me close this channel. You are being asked to simply enter a state of a prayer. Okay, and this is your key. You have to move on an energetic level. I'm also getting this message that whatever seeds were planted back then, when you were not aware as much as you are now, whatever seeds were planted back then, you're only harvesting them. All right, so you are being encouraged to uproot those seeds. Maybe revisit that consciousness, who you were back then. You are being asked to kind of time travel in your head. Time travel. Okay, I don't mean to be dramatic, but time traveling, sort of what it means here is going back into the consciousness of who you were on that given time, who you were, and what kind of goals and what kind of thoughts you planted. You are only living that life now as a result of that. And I'm not saying that tree was very healthy. So when you pray, you have to pray that help me uproot that tree right from the roots. Help me uproot that tree. Your prayer has to be very specific, is what I am channeling, because trust me, when you write this prayer down, maybe you can write as I'm suggesting you. When you write this prayer down, the plan, a new seed is being planted, and that particular plan will be set in motion. And the force that is acting on your behalf, because trust me, there is a force that is acting on your behalf. I can see that through your cards. It's going to help you in a way. You have to uproot that tree. It's as simple as that. All right. Because what's coming for you is much more beautiful than anything you have lived right now. The only thing that had been getting in your way to live your dream life is this residual past person's energy interfering into your energetic field, into your time space on a very subliminal level. All because the path had been, the channel had been kept open. Okay, so if you are keeping any guilt, any account, even if you're keeping any resentment, any emotion that you are keeping towards this person is opening up a path. So even if it's not you having guilt or the desire to have forgiveness, even if it is resentment that I was never the one who was wrong, it was this person, you have to let go of all the emotions, of any sort of emotion, even the positive ones. All you have to think of, all you have to rewrite. I you cannot force your thoughts, but you can definitely rewire your brain. Okay, and rewiring brain, it doesn't happen in one go. It happens over small steps. It happens gradually. It's not something that happens overnight. You just thought a thought and there it is, happening. No, it's a build-up of gradual steps that you take. Okay, and that build-up is what finally rewires your whole nervous system. Okay, your whole energy, your whole intention, your whole time and space. So what I'm getting is, what is coming is far, far, far beautiful than whatever you have lived. The connection, this past connection and the current connections that you probably failed. Okay, whatever is coming is much more stable, much more healthy. Okay, it's rooted into collaborative effort, but not in a way, that leads towards doom, but in a way that leads towards stability, that leads towards partnership, harmony, celebration, groundedness. Okay, so yes, there is this beautiful energy, but I'm being told, all that I'm being told is for you to rewire, and rewire in a way that's going to be gradual, perhaps. Okay, and this force, this beautiful force, whoever you think there is some connection that works for you, just pray to that power. And I can see, I can assure you that things are going to be set into motion, right? So yes, and if it helps you in any way, you can also write down the exact prayer that I kept telling you in the reading. I'm sure if you do it consciously, it's going to help you a great way. It's much better than any ritual. Okay, because it's not about cutting it, it's about taking help, empowering yourself, and closing the channel. It's as simple as that. So if you made it till the end, share what part met you the most. It helps me tune in a little deeper to your energy. I'll meet you again when the roots whisper a new truth.